Hello, Reloading World. Fasty Fausty here again with another exciting episode on Accurizing the 6.5 Creedmoor. And this will be my last video, well, concerning the 6.5 Creedmoor, unless I find something else that's even more exciting, right? But on my previous video, I talked about how to do a really good Accurized load. And right now, I did discover a couple of extra things that you can do in order for you to even make super Accurized. I've learned through some experts that there's two extra steps that we can do in order for us to be more consistent in our shots. And what that means exactly is this. Yes, you chamfer, deburr, primer pocket, you do everything, right? And that's all well, and that you have to. But in Accurizing also means to be consistent too in a certain aspect. So in this particular case, your brass has a lot to do with it. Actually has a lot to do with it, period. And one of the things that I've seen is that a lot of people like to group the brass according to how much they weigh. Now, not all brass are created equal. Even by the same manufacturer, they don't weigh the same. So in order for you to be really consistent, you need to group the brass in lots, right, of what they normally weigh within the particular spec. So if it's like 40 grain or 38 grain, whatever it may be, you want to group those together. The ones that are lighter, you group them together. The ones that are a little bit heavier, you keep together. Now, how does that help? Well, let's say, for example, you're making your shot at 1,000 yards, right? You're right on, and you're feeling pretty good about yourself, and the atmospheric conditions are great. You make your shot, boom, impact, right? No problem. You're feeling great. And then you went ahead and you make your second shot again. Bam! Where did it go? I mean, what happened? I mean, you were hitting it and now you just blah, right? Many of you have been there. I have been there too. Now, when you take into consideration the atmospheric conditions is exactly the same. Your atmos is exactly the same. So what happened? And you knew that you were actually aiming at exactly the same spot. What happened? You know what? In order to eliminate that, or greatly reduce it, might I add, the brass, you want to try to group them. If they weigh 41.2 grain, whatever it may be, 43, 44, 43, 41 and a half, or 41, whatever, group all the 43 together, group all the 42 together, group all the 41 and a half together, just to try to keep them in lots of the actual same weight. That's going to help you reduce what I just mentioned to you, because you'll be more consistent. And it really doesn't take that long to take your brass and weigh them. So, you know, you have a lot of brass, like me, like I do. I constantly am playing around with brass. You know, I'm going to start weighing them and grouping them in, you know, in lots of what they approximately weight between each other. So, very good practice. You know, thanks to that individual that out there that actually gave me the heads up concerning that. The other thing that I discovered is going to make a real big difference in accuracy, particularly if you want to go to the next level like I am. I want to be able to shoot 12, 13, 1,500 yards shots. That's what I want to try to do. I'm not there yet. I don't have the scope for that yet. But I need to be able to dominate 1,000 yards, just like I dominate 500 yards. I mean, in 500 yards, I just group them like this. I mean, I am dead on scary. I want to be able to accomplish that at 1,000 yards, and taking into consideration that if the atmospheric conditions are great, I want to be able to be very consistent. And I'm getting there. I'm getting there, working up my loads, and, you know, accurizing my rounds. But there's one thing that actually helps tremendously, I might add, and answers the question that a lot of folks been asking: why do you crimp? Why do you crimp? I'm gonna answer that question because I'm gonna be able to prove everybody who says you don't have to crimp. I want to prove them wrong, and why was I crimping was actually helping me. So the best kept secret concerning accurizing your loads has to do with this guy right here. You say, whoa, what is that? That looks like a trimmer thingamajig and whatnot, you know, to chamfer and deburr, you know, and trim or whatever. It's like, no, it looks a lot like it. Hornady has one, but it is from Hornady, but it's not. It's called a concentricity meter. right? And it has this scale right here, right? And it's this gauge, I mean. Basically, what this does is that this particular device measures the deviation, right? The concentric value of the bullet as it seats in the cartridge. So pretty much what it does is that it measures how well firmly placed is the bullet with the center of the cartridge. Think of it like if you go to a car, you're changing your tire, right? And they put the tire in a balancer and it spins and the computer says, oh, you're more heavy on one side and lighter on the other side. And then they start putting little lead weights and stuff to try to get it to be equalized. It's the same thing, except you're not going to be putting little lead weights on there. But basically what it means is that it's going to tell you if the bullet is now properly seated in the casing. If it wobble a little bit like that. Believe it or not, that makes either for a super accurate load or you're gonna fall in trouble right away and just been spending rounds. Concentric metering or concentricity meter. That device allows you to be able to measure to see if your bullet is actually really concentric. And if it's not, it also gives you the opportunity to fix it. Now, in my example, I'm going to show you a particular round that I made that I ran through the, through my dies, but I did not taper crimp. Now, I was using a taper crimp really lightly, but it was also helping me because the taper crimp has 4 sidewalls, and I will show you, it actually pushes equally around the case mouth, right? And that was also, equalizing my concentric values of the bullet. It was actually helping me. So that is how, by crimping, I was able to make really good accurate loads. But it gets even better because now, with this guy, I'm going to be able to show you and demonstrate to you how that works. Now, concentricity meters, they're available online. They go for about $100 or so. They have digital ones too. The digital ones actually can give you better measurement, but for this illustration purposes, watching the needle is a lot easier. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how this works. I'm going to grab my 6.5 Creedmoor that I made just for this particular example. I ran it through all the dies except the taper crimp die. So I'm going to grab the camera. I'm going to see if I can try to do this with one hand, and then I can actually show you how it works. Here we go. Okay, so I'm not talking about how to set this up. That pretty much you're going to be able to find out on your own online. But it's relatively simple. You just adjust over here, and this is spring loaded on this side. You pull on the knob, right? And then what you need to do is that you need to place the bullet between these two sets right here. This is the thing that actually engages the meter, as you can see. And this little thing right here has a little Teflon tip. This allows you to fix the deviation. Now the deviation could be either high or low. It depends on how you meter it out. But for what you can do is that pretty much you need to install it, just push and lock it into place like that. Then you can go here and then you can just move the dial to 0, right? And so let's put it to 0, just like that, right? And then basically all you need to do is just turn it. And as you turn it, you take a look at the needle. Look at that. Whoa. That bullet, it's not on straight. Let's start from down here. Let's go here like that. Let's see. Right? Let's see. Look at that. As I'm turning it, look at that. Now, it depends on your dies too. I mean, I'm using the Lee dies. They work okay. They're not the greatest in the world, but since I'm taper crimping, it's a little extra step. I'm able to determine that this is actually going to actually work for me. But this load here, even though it's chamfer and deburred inside the primer pocket, nice and clean and whatnot, this can present a problem at 1,000 yards for me. It could get me into trouble really quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put it back into my tapper. I'm gonna put it into the taper die, the taper crimp die, and see if it actually made a difference. So let me just take this out. Okay, here we go. And I'm gonna come over here. and I'm going to set up the taper crimp die, and I'm just going to go like this. Now I'm going to show you the top so that you can see how actually what's happening, right? See, look at that, right? So basically I am going to go ahead and do a little crimp like that. As you push down, it closes all the 4 walls, right? Do that, and that's basically it. And that is my light. That is my light. My light crimp. So now, let me do another one here. So I had made 3. Let me run them all through here. All right. Do this one too. And okay, pretty neat. Now let's run them. Let's run them again. Let's take this guy right here, which was really bad. If the taper crimp didn't fix it, then we can surely fix it over here, right? So let's see. Let's spin it. I'm spinning it, spinning it, spinning it. Look at that. Look at that. It didn't fix it. Well, it actually reduced it, actually. There we go. So now you fix it here. You put it at the lowest point, and you take it up to 10 by just applying pressure with this other knob right here. Let's see. So this is just about 10. Alright, and you hold it there, and then you release it. And then you come back into spinning it again, and let's just see what happens. Look at that. It reduces. They want to say you only want to try to keep it below 2 thousandths of an inch. So let's see. Look at that. That's exactly 2. Let's see if we can get it even closer. Great example here. Great example. Let's line it more a little bit more. And pressure there. And let's see what happens now. Let's turn it. Let's see. Look at that. That's even better. Go ahead and align it here. Go ahead and turn it. There. 1. You see that? Awesome! If you want to keep going, let me go ahead and just hit it again at the lowest point. And let's release. Adjust it again. Let's see what happens now. Wow. Look at that. That's it. Spirally is moving. Ah ha ha! I got a perfect round. So, yeah, baby. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right here. And this is going to go right here. Let's take a look at another one. See how that's going. I'll go over here. I just ran those. Let's see. Take a look. Look at that. This one is not even moving at all. Am I doing this right? Yeah, it is. Woohoo! Perfect. So you get what's happening here. I'm actually eliminating any possibilities that anything could be wrong with these guys, right? Let's check this one again too. Let's go ahead and click. Let's see. Woo! Excellent! Tootsie! Concentricity meter. I highly recommend it. Had my thumbs up. This is gonna go in the books as one of my favorite things to have, because this is going to allow me to accurize all my rounds. My secret for me to you guys, remember, group them in such a way that you know that the brass is really close to each other when it comes to how much it weighs, and then check your concentricity values. If it's high or low, use this tool to measure, and then just tighten it up over here. We're at the lowest part. You can find, again, many videos out that shows you how to do it. Some of them have different methods, but this is the method that seems to be working well for me. You want to get out there, be about more than 1,000 rounds. This is what I recommend that you do and get. So again, Hortony concentricity meter. Some people call it concentric meters, whatever it may be. I think that this, for serious sharpshooters, this is the guy that I highly recommend that you get to complete everything that you can concerning development of your loads and your rounds too. Okay, good luck and be safe. Bye bye.